Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Madai Miniatures, and today I want to make a flying car. I have this lovely car that I disassembled some time ago. It was just laying in my spare parts. And I have the wheels taken off, it is already stripped of paint. So without further ado, I'm just gonna start converting it. So I have a plastic tube, and I just want to cut it to shorter pieces to insert them as engine pieces, well, jet thrusters on this car. And I'm not very good at cutting straight lines on tubes, so yeah. Even this didn't turn out too straight, but well, I will survive somehow. Okay, so I have two of them for the back engines. Just clear the edges and hope not to screw it up. I have a file here, just the lovely sound of filing. And they wrong tool. Yeah, so I have two of those, and I just gonna put them in here, and they're gonna pretty much cover the entire wheel wells, which I'm happy with. All right. There's always not too many connection points with those, so I kind of struggle to get them in the right points, but yeah, that's one. And yeah, sorry for getting out of the view, I'm still not used to this setup. So there I have the two back jet thrusters, and then for the front I want to put a smaller ones. I cut them for building some engine pieces, but I have them on hand, and they're gonna just go inside of the front wheel wells. So just like that, and that, and there we have them. That's the side view. And yeah, this is pretty much the entire conversion when it comes to flying. Of course, I can still get the flying base. And now some weaponry. I have this, come on, go into focus, brilliant. I have this 3D printed minigun, so I'm just gonna mount it on the roof, just behind this viewpoint. So there we go. And again, quick, dirty, and I still love it. And I want to cover the side windows and put some mesh on the front window. But I don't want to make a crew, and you know, you can almost see inside of it, but you could ignore it as well. But I'm gonna use my trusty diamond plating for the side windows, and I think it is just wide enough, barely, yeah. It's a little bit too short, but I don't particularly care about this little distance, so that's fine, and just cut like that. Yep. Like, when I look at those cars, I just think about the Fifth Element and all of the flying cars in that movie. Like, I would love to make the kind of this sort of the cars, but on the other hand, when I remember them properly, they look like a bumper cars from the parade, and from the yeah. So, nah, I rather take my own style into this. Oh, okay, this is not going well. Yes, now it's perfect, at least as perfect as I do stuff, and I never bother with perfection. So come on, just cut this off. And this in here is just packing tape. I think that's what you call it. And you get it whenever you order something to be shipped, and you know, like chairs or furniture usually. Oh, it doesn't want to cut properly. I still have my snips here, so yeah. And this is gonna be going for the second window, and the back window is just kind of graded, so it looks awesome already. So now, scissors, maybe this angle here, that's fine, cutting them back, yep, and not here, maybe. This is too sharp. So yeah, this is literally a material that taken out of the trash can. Or which would end up in the trash can anyway. So upcycling, lovely. Now I am for environment. And come on, fit in there. And we have a second window armored up. And for my front windows, I like to use metal mesh. I have it on hand here. This comes from, what do you call it, cooking anti-splashing thingy. And because of these videos, I'm using more of this, so I'm happy that it's going out slowly. And of course I cut it too big, but thanks to that I can just cut it to size, and just about two more. And the bonus of this material is actually that it's very easily bendable, so you can pre-bend it for your build. It's gonna stay in shape. And the other thing, you don't have to glue under it, you can just put the glue on top of it. It's gonna seep through. Okay. All right, and there we have the front window covered. Now, this still kind of looks too... Oh! I just bumped my lamp. Too fresh. Well, so I will just use a green stuff wires on the side. I have a couple of them made up already, and they are completely dry. Oh, come on. They are from the green stuff wire maker. And whenever I work with green stuff, I just, when I run out, when I'm finishing with the project, I just from whatever green stuff I have spare. I just make those, and then they come in handy afterwards for projects like this. So we have one side, and I have another one for the other side. Okay, that's gonna be just fine. Just a drop of super glue here, 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 and in here. And paper towel or a toilet paper, just to clean up the excess. Yep. And there we have it, my next flying Gaslands car. So I will black bomb it and be right back with you. So now that we have it black bombed, it looks quite nice, and I want to preserve a stripe of black through the entire car. So for that purpose I'm taking a masking tape, and of course this is way too wide, so I need to cut it lengthwise. So just, oh come on. So just put it on the table, grab your ruler and decide on the thickness of the stripe you want to preserve. And I'm completely honest, I know that pieces of the black paint gonna chip out right after I remove this, after dry brushing the rest of the car, or maybe painting, because I'm thinking about, you know, I'm kind of torn apart between one of my free riders, or whatever you want to call them, and just painting this car blue, because I don't think that I actually have any of my cars painted blue. Yeah, my dog got bored of my conversation to myself. So now I'm just taking my what do you call them, rubber tools, and just pressing it into the nooks and crannies of this car, so when I'm gonna be painting, the paint ain't gonna sip into them. Yeah. Oh, come on, don't bend like that. Of course, some surfaces works a little bit better than the others. So yeah. Okay, so I have this side, now the mesh, and wow, the front gonna be a nightmare, to be honest, because of the elaborate lamp. But yeah, I will cope with it somehow. So yeah, I will just grab a Regal Blue by Games Workshop and some sort of crappy brush. And go to town. I could as well use my airbrush, but I find that this kind of projects usually work well with brushes, especially that I want this kind of how to say it now, this sort of beat up, handmade and hand painted feel to it. If I have too even layer of the paint, too even coat of the paint, I don't really feel that it is Gaslandish enough. So often when I apply paint with airbrush, it's just, you know, very nice and smooth, and I feel disappointed about my project. Well, painting all the metal pieces with blue wasn't probably the best idea. It's already done. So now, when it is all blue, I have to take a little break because, well, this entire coat have to dry. But first, before I take the break, I have to remove the masking tape, because if I leave it on, it's gonna be a nuisance to remove later on. It's gonna take out chunks of freshly applied blue paint. So right now is the best time, and like I said, it did remove pieces of black paint, but that's fine. I can patch it up. So thank you.